Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode that I'm doing with Galina today. And today we want to talk about if AI or could AI substitute the Scrum roles. And Galina, perhaps you want to talk a little bit more about what those Scrum roles are, and then we introduce ourselves because I think that's the most important part. I'm just giving you the stepping stone so you can get started in this conversation, and then we introduce ourselves. And we do it formally as it should be in this kind of things. Okay, let's go. Tell me.
Okay, thank you very much, Enrique. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. Yes, today it's about the Scrum roles, developers, product owner, and Scrum Master, and how and if they can be substituted, as you said, through or by artificial intelligence, as the famous, for example, through ChatGPT or others. Okay, as you said, first, why I have the honor to be with you today. I am from 15 or even more years in the agile world, and in the last 8 years, I work as as a Scrum, as an agile coach, and basically I empower teams in their leadership to understand and embrace business agility, and to be even greater and more successful. Yes, so I would suppose we start with the first role, which according to me is even the most important one, and this is the developer's role. And it's very interesting to talk with you because you're also kind of, you have lots of experience, or you know about developing software.
I was.
Yeah. So me too. We don't want to go in deep what we did. We are actually over 40, we can say. So we had the opportunity to gain lots of experience, which is a cool thing. And so I really not only talk theoretically about the life and the work of the developers, because I was also more than 10 years developer. And so it's interesting. Let's do that as a conversation, right? So it's, let's see. What do you think, actually? Do you think that AI can substitute completely or to some high extent the developers' role, the accountability of the developers?
Well, as you mentioned, I spent some time in the game industry actually writing code. This is where we met like a few years ago. Now it's like almost like 8 years, I think, or 10. Yes. I don't know. It's a lot of time. So
2016,
hopefully that doesn't reveal our ages. So
oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly.
You have to cut this later.
So we met in the game industry. At the time we were building games and using agile. We had an agile process in place, at least in the team that I was working on, and we used Scrum. So at the time I really experienced how this was, I really experienced it in my own flesh, so to speak, the whole process. And now, I had a whole journey from different roles. So I moved to the data science area, also within the game industry, and then I saw a couple of other industries. So I saw e-commerce, telecommunications, and now I'm in a big tech company. So now I work at Microsoft in doing data and AI, and I think the perspective of the role that developers can have, or the impact that AI that can have in the role of developers, so how can help or impact the way they do their job, has changed dramatically in the last few years. So if you look at tools like copilots, like the GitHub Copilot that many people use, and there are other tools that also might help you to write code, it has boosted the productivity of developers in a dramatic way. Now, some people might claim that in the near future, you wouldn't need developers. And I think that's a really a stretch, because obviously someone still needs to write the code or at least give the intent to the model. And to be quite honest, I've been writing some code using these tools lately. Yes, some little tools to help me to do this and that. And what you notice is that you need to write you need to ask the right questions. So if you ask the wrong questions. So the typical garbage in, garbage out. If you ask the wrong question, you're gonna get the wrong answer. So you still need experienced developers to build software. Now, what might happen at the developer level is that if in the past you would need a team of 20 developers, now you might get along if you have 5 really good developers. You know, because obviously these tools automate how you write code. And if these people know exactly what they want to build, and they are good at their job, then they will get most of the code written automatically for them. But still, you need this back and forth dialogue with the computer, and then you need to be able to give the right instructions. So I think that's at the really high level what the main difference or the main impact that AI and by extension, you know, the copilots and ChatGPT add to the conversation in terms of the impact that this can have in the role of the developer.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. I really, to kind of wrap it up, it's a change. There will be the necessity in each developer mindset that it's a new era, and that this era is requiring better questions, better understanding of where we want to go, what is the vision, the mission, the goal, how we want to complete the mission. So it's really another kind of skills what we need, and of course some of the people who will be kind of slower with this, it might be that they have some unpleasant experiences, but so in general what we agree, I think, here is that the AI will not substitute the developers. They will change their role, they will change their they will push them to change their attitude. There will be kind of a cataclysm even in some companies, and of course it will be needed. That's if I program, I don't know, database or games now, maybe it will be needed from me as a developer then to pre-organize and change the industry maybe, or I don't know, or change the way how we work as developers, like to prepare even input for the AI. You know what I mean? So there will be people who ask the right questions. There will be people who will maybe work more on the direction of the AI systems to prepare the AI for the active developers. So yeah. But for sure, yeah, there is kind of a threat. There is a threat for the developers, yes, and they have to find the way to master it. And now I want to emphasize again how we people manage to overcome change management times, or how we people manage to solve such threats or such challenges. Well, first we need creativity, we need intrinsic motivation, we need first of all the creativity and the inspiration to do that. And this is where we are different to the AI. This is what I want just to make a link to something that the machines or the AI will maybe able to offer, to present, but not quicker than the, let's say, not in the right situation. You know what I mean? So I really think that the part of the inspiration, the part of the giving the sparkle, actually Sparkles in Mind, this is actually also my company. Yeah, I think this is how all starts. So we need pushers, we need triggers. So in these triggers, they, of course, the machines can trigger us and give us inspiration, of course, for sure. That's why we have so much people working with codes and in general with the AI and the machines, with their part of us. But what I say is that, and I want to go to the next role, the product owners. The product